Customer. Jesse.
We're here at Warhorse Brewing Company, a division, aspect of Three Brothers Winery, here on the northeastern end of Seneca Lake, just off the main drag, real easy to find. Here with Dave Mansfield, the owner, one of the infamous Three Brothers.
Yes.
Dave, tell us about Warhorse Brewing.
Well, you know, as we thought about Three Brothers and the three wineries that we were going to put up, I think at the end of the day we realized that there were so many other people that were interested in other beverages besides wine that we certainly had a good deal of success with the three wineries, but thought that a great addition to our property might be a small brewing company as well. So here we are.
Warhorse
Brewing Company. And
you make great beers. I think, as I understand it, the world's only Riesling Ale.
The world's first and only Riesling Ale.
Which I got to be honest, I've said this before, I said it to you before we hopped on camera. I don't like fruit beers, but the Riesling Ale is good.
Exactly.
You know, it reminds me, and I may be talking out of turn here, it reminds me a little bit of an IPA. A little bit.
Well, it's a wheat beer.
Okay.
So, but without giving any secrets away, we basically put about 65 gallons of pure Riesling juice into the process of making a wheat beer. So you'll get not a totally different taste at the end, but you will taste a little bit of that Riesling. It does change the taste of a wheat beer.
It definitely does. Yeah. It definitely has its own distinctive flavor, and I don't like wheat beer. I'm here to tell you, but the Riesling Ale truly is delicious. That's why I keep buying it up.
And I think a lot of people think that it makes it taste lighter. It's not lighter. It just seems lighter, and that's kind of a characteristic of any fruit wine or a fruit beer, like a blueberry or raspberry or things like that. They somehow taste lighter, and I think the Riesling, being a white juice, really makes it taste lighter. So you get that, you know, beautiful wheat beer taste, a little of the Riesling fruit taste, and it's light, and it feels light.
Yeah, it goes down easy.
Exactly.
We enjoyed New Year's Eve with your Riesling Ale, I can honestly tell you. And you also make root beer.
That's right. We actually have a homemade root beer. It's Iron Fireman, and you know, in a lot of ways, and I tell Paul this all the time, we actually sell more root beer than we do all our beers combined.
I didn't know if that was proprietary information.
No.
Yeah, that's how popular it is.
It is. It's very, very popular, and I think that what that tells you is that it's certainly always not about the adult beverage that the people can consume, but these guys actually think about other people they've left home to come out on their own.
Once in a while.
So they're like, oh, I got to take this back to my kids. I got to take it back to my dad. It'd be a good Father's Day present. You know, it's an old-time root beer with a really interesting, very old-time taste to it. So a lot of people, it just takes them back in time.
Yep.
So it's not a mass-produced root beer.
No, it is distinctive. It's got a lot more character than what you typically buy off the grocery store shelf.
Exactly.
And my son can attest to that.
There you go.
He's enjoyed many glasses of your root beer.
And root beer floats?
And root beer floats. He's spoiled. He doesn't understand how spoiled he is. But so tell me.
How good he's got.
That's right. Someday he'll know. So tell me about the other beers you make, Dave.
Right now we have on tap a beautiful black lager, and the black lager, you know, our recipe calls for coffee and chocolate. Leaves a great head on it, long-lasting head, and it's not a port or a stout. It's still a lager, but it's very dark. Matter of fact, I'll pour one of those out so you can get. Whoops. I got two.
Yeah, a lot of head.
First pour of the day. There we go.
Oh, is that really what that is?
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. Here, let's get a close-up of that. That's so beautiful.
There you go.
Yep, that is beautiful and delicious. Okay, so that is the American Black Lager?
That's the American Black Lager.
All right.
A lot of long-lasting head on that. And again, it's not a port or a stout. And now we have an IPA, which I make with Belgium hops. So it's pretty jacked up hop-wise, but Belgium's kind of smoothed that out a little bit. So it's a very unique characteristic on the aftertaste of that. My Peace Bomber is what a lot of people would call a fall lager or a late autumn lager or a winter lager. We call it Peace Bomber because it's a great lager and we have it more than just the fall. So it's just a nice, hearty, not too hopped up beer. And then we have our Riesling Ale, and we're just getting ready for our East Coast Amber, which is our spring beer. In the summertime, we make a raspberry beer, which is a great seller, summer fruity beer. And last year I did a unfiltered Dunkelweizen for the fall.
Okay, so you do shift it up. When people come here, it's going to depend on the time of year, really,
exactly.
As far as what you got available.
Exactly. I sometimes bring in stuff, we'll make small batches and bring it in and try it. For the most part, after the last couple of years, we've kind of narrowed it down to our seasonals that we want to bring in. So the Riesling's always here, the Lager's always here, the Pale Ale's always here. And this year we're going to, just in the next month, we're going to be bottling the Black Lager and the Indian Pale Ale. We already bottled the Riesling Ale, but in 22s, so we're going to have 3. So you'll be able to buy a 4-pack with a glass.
Reasonable,
nice. Something to take with you.
Yep, good. And because for local folks watching this clip, you do also sell the beer in the reusable growlers, which is my preferred way since I have the benefit of visiting here often and getting paid to do so.
Right.
Just to clarify, I have the best job in the world. But for folks who don't live here locally, like you're saying, you're going to be having these 22-ounces coming out for more and more of your different beers going forward.
Yeah. See, a lot of people that come here aren't necessarily from the area.
Right. So the growler is good for a one-time thing, but they can't come refill it necessarily.
Exactly. They don't want to pay for the glass and then have more than one of these things hanging around the house. So, so the bottles have been very popular for people out of state or in a long ways away, 4 or 5 hours away.
Sure, sure.
So.
All right. So Warhorse Brewing Company. And the official website to find out more?
That's Three Brothers Winery and Estates.
ThreeBrothers.com?
ThreeBrothersWineryandEstates.com.
ThreeBrothersWineryandEstates.com. Is the 3 spelled out or is it the number?
You can get there either way.
Either way.
Yeah.
Three Brothers. Okay, got it. We got the domain name. Dave, thank you very much for chatting with us.
You're very welcome.
And
coming over.
And now I'm going to buy some beer.
Oh.
Is that
okay?
Right.
Yeah, well, I was always happy to take your money.
Thanks, Dave.